So I woke up that morning and immediately got on social media and saw a tweet from Burger King. We should do something about this, but we have to do it today. I'm Lynna Bartosh, partner and creative director at Hunt Gather in Austin, Texas. Hunt Gather started as a collective of independent freelancers, and I think that root of where we started allows us to still stay in that very entrepreneurial driven, mindset. The vibe for Hunt Gather is humility and restless creativity, and everyone that comes here is super passionate about everything that they do. We're really intentional about how we grow and who we grow with, the clients that we work with. We don't need a posh, skyscraper to do the work that we do for our clients. And honestly, not having all of that overhead is a bit of a strategy that allows us to do the projects that clients don't normally get to do. So our clients let us get experimental and innovative and do things a little differently just based off of who we are. I want to be known for is empowering other people and bringing the right mix of people together to build something that nobody thought we could, and to take our own seat at the table or build our own table where marginalized voices or underrepresented voices matter to everybody here. But in big agencies, I didn't feel like I was represented. There weren't a lot of women. We just didn't have a seat at the table. And I knew every time I went to another agency, and that was just happening more and more, I would be surrounded by women on my team, but in the executive levels or higher levels, women just weren't there. And so I really felt like there was an imbalance, and in agency life, not feeling represented or not feeling like your voice matters, ultimately led to getting pissed off enough. And that's really all it takes, is to piss somebody off. So we've created this unagency culture where, we're not in-house and we're not quite a regular agency. We're kind of in that really great sweet spot of, we act as an extension of an internal team. There's not a lot of ego that goes into this. It's really about the work, and allows us to just innovate in the world of real-time marketing that we're in. You have to have, creatives that are restless. You have to have, tools and things that allow you to bring, your projects or the idea to life. No-code and low-code tools allow us to do real-time marketing and tell the stories that matter to people right now. Our job is to activate on culture, and there's really nothing else to it. For us, it's about listening. Whether we're listening to social media, we're listening to a client, we're listening to a problem, as we have our pulse on what's happening in culture, how can we activate on it? How could we bring a really cool brand story to this as quickly as possible? March 8th. I woke up that morning and saw a tweet. Holy shit, is this really happening? Is this real life? Where am I and what year is it? I was pretty pissed off, and I totally got what they were doing, right? It's marketing. I work in this and I see it every day. It was also International Women's Day, so I know we were preparing to celebrate all the women, hardworking women in our office that day. And on the one day we're really celebrating women, it just was completely tone deaf and unacceptable, really, from a major global brand. We started sharing it around the office, women were pissed, we were seeing pissed reactions. And then I think it was around 4 o'clock, we're on the phone, we were just talking about how shitty it was, and really felt like we needed to do something about it, and the agency should respond, and at least for us, right? Standing up for all the women that work here and for ourselves, and just say, hey, this isn't right. So when we were brainstorming, what could we do? Kathy and I were like, well, they just launched a rebrand. We could put together some merch. All the profits could go to a Girls Empowerment Network. We decided to get the team together to say, hey, we know it's already, 4:30. It's been an exhausting day, but we really think we should do something about this.
All hands on deck. Anyone who's available. Oh my God, we're actually doing this. Like, oh my God, this is great.
All the designers, it was our web dev people, it was the writers, it was the partners, it was
crazy seeing everyone work together in Slack and collaborate in our G-Docs and, writing and picking the best lines. And how do we cleverly rewrite? How do we make something people are going to want to see or going to want to wear and say, oh my God, I know what you're saying. Everything from the Burger King slogan, have it your way, now saying have it her way. Don't kingsplain. We really try to find a twist on everything that they were doing. It was just so fun to be a part of and just see the energy. It was like, this is what we'd love to do. This is the creation process, like really condensed in a tight timeline. So it was super exciting and super motivating. We just get how important it is for it to be culturally relevant, and if it would have been a day later, the moment's gone. The amazing part was the fact that Webflow, we could build, design, develop, and launch an e-commerce site where we were taking orders and money and connecting all of that, and we did it in like 6 hours. So we were getting ready to launch, and there was a moment of, do we take this thing live, or what are the consequences of putting this thing out there? Someone brought up, well, we'd never work for a Burger King if we did something like this, right? We're kind of like punching back at a brand, and it just felt like the right thing to do, no matter what, for the team. And there we were. It was 11:59. It was like, we have to do it now. And, it was one of those like, holy shit, we did it, and it's live, and now it's like, well, what do we do next? The next day, we started to see some traction. Obviously, we can see analytics on the site and see there's traffic happening. That was getting exciting. Towards the afternoon, we started to get some phone calls and things from, Ad Age and Adweek. They wanted to talk to Hunt Gather about this thing we made, in 6 hours in response to this really shitty tweet. Before we hit publish, I didn't have a ton of expectations other than it felt really good to bring the team together over something. We work on our client work and it's all very exciting, but this one felt like we owned it. I had an alert that someone from Burger King viewed my profile, and I was like, oh, okay. Here comes the cease and desist. They needed to look up my information to send it. And the next day, I received a message from someone in marketing at Burger King asking for us to talk and potentially work together. And that was so unexpected. It's such an amazing feeling to show women when you do stand up for yourself and you do make a difference for people, it also can make a difference for you. And I'll never forget that moment, and I hope the team never forgets it either. If you believe in what you're doing, no matter how big or how small it might feel to you, everything is worth the risk. It's worth trying. If you fail, then you go on to something new. Eventually, you'll get to a place where you surround yourself with so many, smart and amazing people, and there is no risk of failure anymore because you have so many people behind you.